we're talking about our weaves today. Now, weaves have a whole bunch of different types of steps that you can do with them, and they all are kind of like a family. The weave that I'm teaching today, though, is kind of my go-to because it's one of the easiest ones to kind of pick up on, and I equate it to that of a three-legged race. So it's a little bit easier to understand because there's a lot of inside, outside, and you're mirroring a lot easier with your dance partner. To start though, we have our cross step. So the cross step I kind of equate to being our little sibling of the bunch, where it's a simplistic form that sets us up for understanding the big weave. So we step forward, or our follower steps backwards. We both step to the side. Now in the cross step, we do not let go of arms. We both step in towards the center, and then we face our partner again. This is demonstrated in the waltz fashion, but it also, as you'll see in my demonstration, can be done for your foxtrot, your rumba. You just change how you count and how you move. We take this step and we build off of it. So now we get the weave when we start going back and forth with each other. We have our starting point, and again, our leader moves forward to introduce the step, and our follower steps backwards. We pivot to the side and we release our arms. So we're standing side by side. Our inside foot steps to the center. So this big X right here, this is going to be our center point. And we have to make sure that we cross the center point 3 times when we do this step. It doesn't matter if you're doing the foxtrot, waltz, whatever. You cross the center point 3 times. So sometimes my dancers will find it easier to count how many times they've crossed that X if they're having a hard time counting. Again, we take different approaches to how we learn, and whatever means it takes to get you there. So if you need to count that X 3 times, go right on ahead. If you're finding it easier to keep track of the rhythm, count the rhythm. If you are more of a numerical person, keep track of the counts. So we step to the center point. We both move forward together, and then we're going to pivot away from each other and switch arms. So this is the step that we get to let go of and face completely different directions. This is how we start introducing some of our terms, and we pivot. From there, we're now facing essentially backwards from where we came from. We're going to step to that big X again, so this is now step 2 with that X. We step forward, and we're going to pivot away from each other again. We step on that X one last time. This is now our 3rd crossover. And now, as we step forward, we're going to line up and face together, just like we did for our cross step. That's when we bring our arms back together so we can move on to the next step. So long as you know that any move, until future notice, it starts with your left foot as the leader, you can start piecing together the puzzle that is the dance that you're dancing. So you can take your box step and do a progression afterwards. You can take your weave and it all builds from one to the next, so long as you do the entire step in completion and you start the next step on the appropriate foot. We discuss a lot more of those details again in class. This is meant to really just break down each individual step so that way you can have a better understanding in addition to our classwork. I will see you tomorrow as we talk about arm positions. I will see you then.